Welcome to A Healthier, Happier You, the people working to make it happen. I'm Evan G. Cholfin from Luxhammer, where we help the brands to help you live healthier. Today, I'm joined by Sebastian Smith, CEO and founder, and Amanda Hester Smith, President, R&D Officer, and founder of Balaveda Beverage Company. Together, they're transforming the functional beverage category with their innovative adaptogenic drinks. Sebastian, Amanda, welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, glad to have you both. So, what's the origin story behind Balaveda? What inspired its creation from the business side?
We started originally as a smoothie company, and then we transitioned to a shot company through COVID. But we were living on a farm in Nashville, and we were married, and so was traveling and working 250 days a year. And I was very stressed out, and it was affecting everything from my digestion to my mood, my sleep. And I just knew there had to be a way to fix that. So I started doing a lot of research, and through my research, I found adaptogens and started implementing them immediately into my morning smoothies and just started to really feel the positive effects take hold. And it just changed me from the inside out. So from there, I shared that with Seb, and his response was, well, wouldn't it be great if everybody could have these? Because it seems like America is so stressed out right now. Wouldn't it be great if we could help other people by, making these amazing smoothies for them? And so we did.
And that was really the spark that started everything. So, of course, we started in our kitchen, not really knowing what we were doing, but we had this incredibly crazy idea that we were going to give smoothies to the world. And so we launched our beverage company, and through the help of a couple friends, not really knowing what we were doing, and with just a slight idea of what we were getting into, we moved to California and launched it in the San Diego area. And it was wildly successful for 2 weeks. It was like the best 2 weeks of our life. And then COVID lockdowns happened. So apparently we did not get the memo that there were going to be COVID lockdowns. All the stores that that took us the first 2 weeks all basically said, this is
Nap time.
Yeah. People are not looking for like the best smoothie ever. They are really trying to figure out where they're going to get toilet paper, rice, beans. And so there we were,
Surrounded by smoothies and
sitting in our garage, just crying our eyes out, trying to figure out what to do next.
and that was our first real challenging pivot in business.
And it was that evening I said to Amanda, like, what else do adaptogens do? And she went down this list of all these different things. And you said,
they're great immune boosters.
That's right.
And so we had these, we had the idea for shots maybe down the road to do, but we weren't planning on doing a complete 180 and just focusing solely on the shots. But we felt like it was definitely something people could understand. And there was a lot of talk about immunity, and people knew ingredients like turmeric and ginger and elderberry. They knew that they were good for their immune system. So just implementing the adaptogens in to bolster that, and other things like acerola and apple cider vinegar and those kinds of things into our formulation. And so we restarted with our 2 immunity shots, which are Epic Elderberry and Totally Turmeric.
And then we launched those and we started to get into stores. Obviously, it took a little bit of time to switch from one product to another. That process is, as anyone know who's in the CPG industry, launching a product is not only difficult, but it's a long time between concept to actually hitting the shelf. And so it was probably about 8 months by the time we totally had everything reformulated, selected new bottles, created new artwork, redid our website. I mean, there was just so much in this time between when COVID lockdown started and when we launched. But we knew immediately that we had the right product. And so when we launched, I mean, the response was just tremendous for us.
Then from there, we evolved into energy shots, and we have a wonderful collagen beauty shot. And then, of course, our powder line, our cacao.
That's an amazing story, and what a pivot. I mean, just to go through that and to bounce back. That's true entrepreneur, amazing journey that you went through. I'm curious what makes your adaptogenic approach unique in the beverage space.
Well, I come from an herbalist background, and also I'm an Ayurvedic practitioner. So I kind of filter everything through those lenses when I'm doing formulation. I do all the formulations for the company. And I think that all of our products offer a solution to a problem that I have seen personally in my community, with my clients, with my family, with my friends. Just about every single shot we have is, somebody coming to me and saying, "Can you make this, but make it taste good?" And so that's where they've all come from. And through that lens, of Ayurveda and wholeness and wellness, they're not just haphazardly thrown in there. I feel like adaptogens have become such a buzzword. Now everybody knows what ashwagandha is, but we're not just like, "Oh, yeah, ashwagandha. Let's throw it in this." And now we're adaptogenic. We've always been rooted in it, and that's where we started, and that's where we'll stay. We're an adaptogenic company. So I think that the approach is what makes us unique and different. And they also taste great.
Yeah, they do taste great. I think using adaptogens for some companies, they're putting them in their drinks, but they don't necessarily know exactly what the functionality of like a particular adaptogen is, because each adaptogen has like something different it does on the body or how it works in the body. But where ours comes through and really shines is that all of our drinks are formulated in a very specific way to work in the body, either through the cellular system or the endocrine system, and help with a very specific problem: fatigue, sore joints, low immunity, stress, etc. We really pride ourselves on the fact that we have an Ayurvedic practitioner who knows about adaptogens, knows what they do, knows how they affect the body, and also she works with them with her clients as well. Definitely very different than most any other beverage company.
So where are you focusing most of your energy and scaling the business right now?
Distribution's a big one. So that kind of goes hand in hand with marketing, right? So it's this distribution marketing effort. Our D2C is phenomenal. Like direct to consumer is great. We have almost an 80% return customer rate. That's huge because when people try our drinks and they feel the effects, they come back. But the distribution part is what our main focus is right now, because we understand that we want to get out to as many people as possible, get in front of as many people as possible.
But through the right channels and with the right partners.
And so finding the right partners in distribution that's really our biggest, I don't want to say challenge, but that's our biggest directive for this year and going into next year, is getting to the right stores, getting in front of the right buyers, finding the right distribution partners that know their local stores and that have these relationships, and that also, want to take a chance on a new brand. Because a lot of times what you find is, because we are a very innovative beverage company with a product that needs like an education piece almost attached to it, right? Because even though you may know what adaptogens are and the buyers know what they are, and maybe the health enthusiasts know what adaptogens are, a lot of America still does not understand what adaptogens are yet. So there is a slight education in that. And then going to the distributors and explaining to them how we fill this white space where 5-hour energy leaves off. We come in and we fill the rest of that void to give people a different option, or at least letting them know that there's a better option out there for healthy, clean, organic energy and wellness shots. It's not easy. It's a challenge trying to teach the potential distribution partners why we could be the next big thing in the beverage industry.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's just anything new is the first person through the door is the bloodiest, right? And so I think there's a lot of challenges for new product categories.
I think we're in a time right now, Evan, where the market is really shifting. People are really shying away from, I'm not going to name any names, but the American standard, and shifting their focus towards non-alc. They're shifting their focus towards, functional beverages. And so it's like this, not everybody's caught on yet that that's what's happening. So I think you want to find partners that you're aligned with. So being a little bit picky in terms of like, do we want to be with the smaller mom and pops that really know their communities? Or do we want to go with these big distributors that are going to eat us up on buybacks and stuff like that? So I think it's just because there's such a major shift happening right now in the industry.
Shifting gears a little bit on the customer side, who do you serve best? Who's your ideal customer profile?
Everyone. So it's really funny with let's just say the energy line, we get everyone from 18-year-olds all the way up to like 75-year-old, like drinking our energy shots. And it's really crazy sometimes to hear that 75-year-old come to us and say, I can't get through my day without one of your energy shots. We have created something unique with the energy shots because you do have this sustainability or the sustainable energy with them. So with no crash and no jitters. Our top tier sort of like high octane energy shot would be 180 milligrams of green coffee bean extract. So that's your energy boost. And when you add the adaptogens and it's formulated the way it's formulated, you actually get about a good 6 to 7 hours of focused energy with no crash and no jitters. And so we find that it's whether you're 18 or whether you're 75, our drinks really have been for everyone, and they're easy on the system. And I think they're probably what the energy drink market has been looking for a long time, but they haven't been able to figure out how to get there. We've sort of created this niche product that is lightning in a bottle in terms of like what people have been looking for their bodies and for their energy needs and so forth. So we're kind of for everyone. And on the immunity side, also the same. When you're taking or when you're using our immunity shots, I mean, it's actually boosting, keeping your immunity up. So you could be 10 years old and still drink our immunity shots, or 110. I don't know. So we feel like our line really fills a lot of voids, and you know, our demographic is
pretty wide range.
Yeah, really wide range. It's really hard to focus your marketing that way. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, maybe you could elaborate on that a little bit.
Well,
Targeting.
yeah, targeting. Most brand strategists and marketing people want to know exactly who's your demographic. Is it, you know, women 25 to 60 that have X amount of income and they work out X amount of times per week? And what kind of car do they drive? What kind of house do they live in? What zip code do they live in? I mean, that's easy, man. If you know that, you're off to the races, right? But I think ours is a little bit difficult because, yeah, we could say, okay, maybe that's our demographic, right? But at the same time, that's not always who's buying it. We like to think that we are a beverage that is there for everyone's energy needs, whether you are a soccer mom, whether you're a female CEO that's just crushing it every day, or whether you are a truck driver or a military pilot. And then, you know, and then of course, you know, our kids, you know, like energy drinks, and we don't like them to have the current offerings on the market.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a pretty wide demographic in terms of the people that use your product. What makes it difficult to stand out in today's crowded wellness beverage market?
I think because there are just so many beverages out there.
Everybody has one.
Everyone. If you're a celebrity, you have a beverage, you have something, you have a product. Beverage seems to be a really, really big one. And so when we were at the beverage forum, obviously it's beverage centric. And so there were so many brands there. It's just crazy to see everything that's rolling out. So I think the biggest difficulty in standing out is, you know, you have to be doing something innovative and you have to be answering that question. What am I doing to help the person that's buying? Because as we've seen, big soda is out. Soda sales are down. And so a lot of the soda companies now are looking to have alternative or functional beverages or different categories in their portfolio. And so I think that really has spawned a lot of new innovation. And in that, what's happened is now you have everything under the sun. Right? A big new trend coming out right now is protein. So protein drinks, but not just your old fashioned protein powder that you use before you work out, but like actual like crafted protein drinks. And some of them taste delicious. But that just goes to show you like where innovation is going. So defining what the needs of the consumer is really, that's not necessarily the biggest challenge, but that's a challenge that gets you to really think like how you want to innovate and create new beverages. And so for us personally, we've always really kept that in mind. What are we doing, you know, for the people that drink our drinks? What's our messaging? We scream from the mountaintop. We're here to help you with your energy and immunity and beauty needs when it comes to beverages.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are your main growth targets for this year?
Well, each year that we have been in business, we've grown at least 90%. And so we really want to do that this year as well. But of course, the more you sell, the harder it is to hit that target each additional year. But I think we're on track to do that. So That's probably our biggest thing, let's say number wise, we're looking to do. But as far as product wise, we have 2 new powders that are coming out. And so we really wanted to expand our powder line and develop 2 more functional nootropics that will be hitting the market later on this year. Amanda can tell you more about this.
I'd love to hear more about those if you can talk about them.
Can we talk about them? I don't know.
I don't think we can give you maybe specifics, but we have 2 new powders that are coming out that are really different than anything else in the market right now. So we're super excited about it. I guess, yeah, maybe we can't give details.
I think there's some cool collabs coming too. We're always working on stuff in the background for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
Try to give you the teaser and then just rip it back there.
I know. We'll get to look forward to those. That's exciting. So what's working best in your consumer education process?
Oh, that is a great question. And I could take this one.
Definitely through our social media, you tell people what you do and you tell them as clearly as possible, and then you tell them over and over and over again. We also have a blog on our website that I write on several times a month for educational purposes. We have great flyers and educational foldouts that come in every package that gets ordered. And we try to update our website all the time with different and new education pieces. So that's pretty much what we're doing right now, education.
Yeah. And as we've said before, education that's the hardest hurdle, is trying to let people that have never heard of adaptogens know what they do and why they're important for them. But we kind of look at it like where kombucha was like 10 years ago. Nobody knew what the heck a kombucha was. And then now you
Well, it
can't
was more
even,
than 10 years ago.
yeah, maybe more than 10 years ago. But now you can't even walk into a 7-Eleven and not find like a great selection of kombuchas. And so people understand that, yeah, maybe they could be a little bit tangy and sour and give you like a twisted face, but
they're good for gut health.
Incredible for gut health.
Right.
And so kombucha did a great job educating. And that was actually GTS. I think they were the leaders in that. And boy, they did a phenomenal job educating people on why kombucha.
Absolutely. So what market trends are you seeing that excite you?
I'm actually really excited to see non-alc become such a big category. Like the statistics pointing towards this upcoming generation that is more interested in mocktails than cocktails. So to me, that's exciting because there's some really cool stuff coming out. Like, what's a good one? What's one that you tried at Bev Forum? No, hop water.
Oh yeah,
it's
hop
like
water.
A really cool one.
I think Kin kind of started that whole thing, right?
And they're also using adaptogens, which is great. So that's one I'm really excited to see. What about you?
Adaptogens.
Yeah, of course.
I am so psyched to see like adaptogens in beverages. And so I think that it's fun because like I don't think of us as really like, I kind of feel like we're our own competition in terms of we don't necessarily always look left and right and see what everyone else is doing and try to compete with that, because I think that that's silly and you can't stay ahead, right? But I do love seeing these other companies that have it, that are starting to use adaptogens in their beverages. It's a reminder that like, okay, we started this really as sort of a pioneer and now we're seeing like the trend take off, and I love it. It means people are understanding it. People are learning about adaptogens, and lets us know that where we started 5 years ago, like, we were on the right path.
It's great to be a pioneer in the space. That's exciting. So what's going to be crucial to get right in the next year?
Marketing. I think brand awareness is really important for us right now.
Yeah. Brand awareness and marketing are the two.
Sharing who we are and what we do is really important right now.
Right.
I think the drinks really speak for themselves. People try them and love them every single time. So I think just getting people to try them.
Liquid to lips. I think that's the most important thing to us right now. If you try the beverages, you're going to come back and you're going to buy more. The brand handwriting, letting people know who we are, household name stuff, that'd be great. Boy, that would be awesome. So that's all kind of what we're trying to do over this next year.
Yeah, definitely. Well, hopefully you'll become a verb. That's always the goal, right?
Right. I love it.
So if we were to have this conversation again in 12 months, besides that, what would make you feel it's been a successful year?
Oh, what's your answer? What do you think?
I would say aligned partnerships, which is one of the things that we're currently working on, and seeing those um, work out and go through positively. What about you?
A year from now, what would make it a positive year? I think finding the right distributors that understand and believe in the product, seeing the numbers really tell the story of how we got in front of enough people that they tried the beverage and came back. There's just so many things. Like, we're working on so many little things right now that in a year from now, we're going to look back and be like, wow, I'm glad that we did that, or I'm glad that we made that decision, or brought in that person to help, or partnered with, this person, or put out that drink, or, there's so many. I mean, it's really hard to pinpoint, because like, when you're at this stage, you're wearing so many hats. And so even something really tiny, I mean, it could be like, I don't know, a new certification, or a blog post, or an interview. These feel like really, really big wins to us. And honestly, like, I don't want that to stop. I even want the small things still to feel like big wins, because it means we're still enjoying it. We're still having fun. We're still, loving what we're doing. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really say there's anything to me that's really big outside of just more brand recognition, because all the little things are just so important, to add to the big picture.
That's great. Well, that's it for today's episode of Healthier, Happier You, the people working to make it happen. Huge thank you to both of you for sharing your insights and amazing work that Balaveda is doing to help people live healthier, happier lives. If you enjoyed this conversation, make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who could benefit. And if you're a brand or a business making an impact in health, wellness, or personal care, we'd love to help you grow. Connect with me at luxhammer.com. Thanks for listening. Until next time, stay healthy, stay happy, and keep making a difference.